Hey guys, this is Nick from Arcade-Hunters.com, and I'm bringing you kind of a video review of what I thought here of Dirty Drivin' from Specular Interactive and Raw Thrills. I actually sent an email to the guys over at Specular. They have a website where it says a location thing to let us, it says let us know where you've played H2 Overdrive, but they didn't have anything for Dirty Drivin', so I sent them an email, and I got a really nice email back from a guy that worked over there. His name was Jordan, and he was saying that, he looked forward to seeing what we had to say about the game. And, unfortunately, not a lot of people go to Arcade Hunters to really read anything, and more people watch the videos. So I thought I would just loop the video with my voice over it to give you stuff to watch and to let you know what I thought of the game. Definitely go and give this a play when you go and see it. So, first things first, I wrote off some of my pros and cons of what I thought of the game. And right now, I'll just say I have one section of no opinion, which was I don't have any really opinions on the music in the game, just because at the arcade that I played it in, and with pretty much all the Hershey Park games, are not very loud, so I couldn't really tell if it had all the music. I know in the preview builds of the game, they used Rob Zombie's More Human Than Human. I'm not sure if that's still in the game, but I am going back in August, so I'm going to check it out and, put my ear up to the speaker and see if it's still in the game. Right off the bat, this game is beautiful to look at from the cabinet, really bright LED lights. I mean, it's really inviting you to come and play a game and stuff like that. The graphics look really nice. All the stages have a really cool, unique theme. Like this is the one jungle stage that I've played. And what's cool with the tracks is you can tell that this game is done by people that did the Rush series. Some of the tracks are, full circles and you get a couple of laps, but others are, point to point, which means if you find a secret hidden spot, you're going to find, you take time off your game and do find some hidden bonuses and stuff like that, which, fortunately for me, I completely forgot that, and I just stayed on the same path, so I didn't find a lot of stuff. And, what this game is, it's really heavy on the multiplayer, and unfortunately, at Hershey, they only have 2 units of this, but the game can support up to 8 players. And the multiplayer is where this game really shines, because you have the announcer, which is kind of like the skull that's constantly yelling at you to yank the crank and stuff like that. And when you play a multiplayer game, he's constantly yelling at you to destroy the other drivers and stuff like that. And what they do in a single-player game is, if you're not playing, they automatically assign a rival for one of the other cars, so that car will be out for blood the entire time you're playing the game. What's really cool is on the top left, as you can see, that's the Jerko Meter. And that's what they use to pretty much encourage you to go out and just cause as much destruction and violence as you can on the court, which is really, really cool, because it'll start off, you just get like a basic little Gatling gun on your car, you'll get a missile launcher, and up you get the very last one, which is the Frostbite, which is a giant wave of frost that just freezes all the enemies and just encases them in a brick of ice that you can run and smash into them. So it's really, really cool. Now, one of the other things that a lot of arcade racers have been doing is they put in a little pin code system where you can save up all your data and stuff, and all your your best times and stuff like that. And since you are upgrading your cars, what I like about this game is it's not pay to win, where, if you live by the arcade, you can just keep sitting in there and pumping in money, and anybody that just goes and sits next to you can just get blown up because, you got a super car. With this game, is all the stuff in it is all, cosmetic. It's a paint job, or you can even get truck nuts for the cars, so it's pretty funny. All the tracks have really cool personality and stuff to them. You have the jungle stage, you have there's one with a dinosaur that's coming out to try to eat the car and stuff like that. And what they also did, which was a pretty good idea in hindsight, was you can play the tracks forward and in reverse, so it's pretty much, double the tracks that you get. Now on to some of my things that I didn't like that much about the game. What's weird is the cars move odd. The game runs very smooth. I think it's 60 frames a second, which, I could care less, because I'm an Atari 2600 gamer by heart. I have an imagination, so I don't care how fast the frames on a game work. But it's weird because it looks like, the games have a weird sensation of speed. It doesn't really feel like they're taking off as fast. And, there's a bunch of different cars in the games, but I didn't really feel a difference with some of the cars. There's a big tank called the Lock and Load, which took a little less hits, but, I was using the, I think it's called the Battle Axe, right? Yep, the Battle Axe truck. Because, it kind of felt more the same, but, it didn't really feel any different between, using the Battle Axe or using a Dune Buggy or even using the tank, which kind of felt a little more sluggish. And, it was kind of weird with that. Now, with the items in the game, there's not a big variety. You get, they're mostly attack and stuff like that. The only real defensive one I could think of would be the giant tires that spike out at the end, kind of like a Ben-Hur thing. But I would have liked to have seen something like, maybe shields or something like that. Like maybe if, because the game is constantly telling you to slam into the other racers when they get close by. It would be cool if, you could activate a shield, and if they went to slam into you, it would backfire on the other guy and electrocute them and make them explode, don't touch me. You have that with the wheels and stuff like that, but I guess that's all, it still doesn't matter with the wheels because you can still get blown up by a missile and stuff like that. It would be cool to have, stuff bounce off, like an electro shield. What I said, all the items are cosmetic, so it doesn't really matter with that. And what's weird also with the game is that they decided not to put a brake pedal in the game. It's just got one gas pedal, which is kind of weird because I would kind of like to do stuff like drifts, maybe Outrun 2, and be able to swipe another guy or something like that. And, most importantly for me, and I think for a lot of players, and, this isn't a knock to you guys at Specular, this isn't a knock to anybody at Raw Thrills, is the fact that these games are arcade exclusive. And, that's a bad thing because, it does encourage people to go out there and play these games in an arcade with people, sitting next to you because, that's where the fun is when you're playing the multiplayer. But the biggest problem is, a lot of people aren't going to get to experience these games. And it's a real shame because if you play this game, you're going to love it. If you play H2O Overdrive and you're a fan of the Hydro Thunder series, you're gonna love those games. And I mean, I've talked about it before, but Hydro Thunder Hurricane that's on Xbox Live Arcade pales in comparison to H2O Overdrive, and also pales in comparison to this with, it just, you can tell a lot of love went into this game, and also with H2O Overdrive, and it's just a crying shame that not a lot of people are going to get to play these. I really hope they do reconsider, maybe in a couple years, bringing it to Xbox Live Arcade or PlayStation Network, just so, more people could get a chance to actually play this game. You want to play it in the arcades, it's where you should play it. But, if you don't have that luxury to be able to play it in the arcade, I would like to see more people get the chance. But definitely go and check this out if you have the chance. That's Dirty Drivin' Spectacular or Specular Interactive. I keep calling it Spectacular, but it is Spectacular. So guys, I love this game. Definitely check it out if you ever see it in your travels. And that's Dirty Drivin'. I'm Nick from Arcade Hunters. Thanks for watching.